The prison patient room is a little different. Everything is strapped down. Bailey should give us raises.
You want to disrespect me? Go home.
We'll be doing a residual limb revision.
They are major benefactors. Is that surgery the best you can do? Do better.
Hey, Dr. Weber! Dr. Weber! Dr. Weber!
I think we just feel so lucky to be able to keep telling these incredible stories about these characters and to be together as, you know, this kind of unit family that we are. And then we get to have people like Jessica Capshaw come back and Sarah Drew and Jesse. And I think we're just thrilled that we're going on to season 21 because I think we also all know what sort of lightning in a bottle moment that is, having been on other shows. And you know, there's 5 years or 6 years or 3 years, or so to be going into season 21 is amazing. Oh, I think every moment. Yeah, I think every moment. I mean, look, I come from, you know, a show 24 where like I felt like I had like a, you know, a bullseye on me like every day. Every day I would read through the script and I'm like, okay, she's still alive even though she's being kidnapped, like sliced open. And I think it, you know, but it was such a great story with Teddy's health issue. And I love the whole kind of, you know, Teddy rebuilding her life and kind of getting to work with other actors that I haven't worked with a lot. I mean, Jim Pickett and I and Chris, we had just the funnest scene working together, you know, getting Teddy ready to go back into surgery again. So the sort of like rebuilding of her life and going back in has really been a lot of fun. So to get to tell those fun stories makes it worth like lying on the floor in the cliffhanger of last season. I think that's a really amazing question. That's exactly what we're exploring this season with Teddy. It's how do you come back from, you know, a kind of life health issue. And you know, Teddy is such a badass coming from Iraq and really, you know, she's had a lot of loss in her life, so she's had to deal with sort of this external loss outside of herself, and so then to deal with her own health issue, I think it changes her sort of perspective on everything. And we're getting to explore that and have people sort of, you know, like Jim Pickett's character, there's this beautiful relationship between them because they're both sort of navigating differences and issues in their life. So that's been really a beautiful storyline that we're going to continue. Then there is that side of how much Teddy loves to work, and there's been some really fun scenes to do with Ellen. And there's stuff that's brewing with what Teddy is doing. I think, again, she's back in sort of that, you know, life is short, so I'm gonna, you know, help as much as I can and take risks, but we'll see where those kind of pay off or don't pay off. So it's really been an interesting and varied, because usually she's dealing with the health of her patients, so to actually be dealing with Teddy's own health issues. And but again, what I love about she's kind of unstoppable. Like she's back in. She's like, you know, put me back in, coach. But I think that she definitely has a new perspective on life. I love working with Midori, and I love this intern kind of mentor. It reminds me a little bit of just sort of what Teddy and Christina, how they kind of work together, but in a very different new way. I think Teddy had to really kind of be a very hard love with Christina. Like she really needed it because Christina's character was so kind of just, you know, passionate and combative, and it's really interesting the approach that Teddy is now taking with the new interns. And we're so lucky. I mean, this cast is also so talented and they're so excited to be there, and we really have an incredible time working together. And it's, you know, there's like a moment in the scene where we're getting ready to go in to work with a patient, you know, where we're having to put on the gloves and the things like that. And what is so second nature for me, I can see like, oh, the interns, like, you know, there's like little things like, oh, I can't get my glove on, and like we got to do it like another take. And so it's the fun moments of like us navigating as actors together and us navigating as characters together. Yeah, and it's really interesting how they bond them, because I think surgeons have such a sort of this exterior of like, you know, you have to kind of like nothing can touch you kind of feeling. So I think that's also a really like wonderful thing to get to play, of the surgeon being vulnerable, and then also being vulnerable in front of the people that you're mentoring. And also like when she loses it and starts crying in front of her. And so yeah, she's really kind of seen Teddy at her most vulnerable, but yet she's now teaching her how to kind of go through her moments of not being sure. And so it is a really beautiful relationship between them. I'll say that season 20 finale does not disappoint. It is a really incredible. What's so incredible is Meg, our showrunner this year, was able, it's such a short, condensed season. We normally do, you know, over 20. To be able to do 10 and tell everyone's stories. And she did an incredible job of weaving what she started in the premiere episode. And a lot of those things, those strings kind of come together. You know, the interns are facing what they did with Sam Sutton, so that's gonna be explosive and exciting. Stuff between me and Ellen, that is gonna be really interesting with Amelia. There's so much that she was able to kind of come to that heightened finale cliffhanger moment. I do have an idea that I just pitched to the writers, so I'm not gonna tell you yet, but they were like, oh yeah, you're right, we haven't really kind of gone into this one area, which is so incredible when you think about like, how could there's still so much more to tell, which I absolutely love. And I just love, what also makes this show so unique is that Shonda set up those moments where you can kind of, for each character, show their hero moments, but really show also when they're faltering and failing. And I think that that's really when we grow, right? When we have that moment where we haven't made the best choices, or a misstep, and then how we sort of regrow and find ourselves. And I think that that's also the longevity of the show, is because you see both sides of just sort of, not to sound too, but like humanity, like what we're all going through, which makes it very relatable.